We are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Love ya. Laters. Bye. Get home safe, guys. Peace.
Welcome to the Geekcentric podcast, and welcome to our special Behind the Geeks episode for Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5. My name is Justin, and if you're joining us for the first time, well, we are Geekcentric, a podcast covering the world of movies, TV shows, video games, and all things geek-centric. And today, we're welcoming some of the fantastic filmmakers and production team behind Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5. Back in April, Geekcentric had the incredible opportunity to head down to Disneyland in California for an advanced look at Toy Story 5. During the event, we got to hear directly from the creative team behind the film, learn about the research and technology that helped shape the story, and even get an early look at footage from the movie before sitting down with some of the talented people helping to bring the next chapter to life. During my time there, I had the chance to speak with Thomas Jordan, the film's visual effects supervisor, Bob Pauley, production designer, and also the reason why Buzz Lightyear looks like Buzz Lightyear. Plus, I also talked to Director Andrew Stanton, co-director Kenna Harris, and producer Lindsey Collins. Before we jump into the interviews, I just want to give a huge thanks to our friends at Disney Studios Canada for this incredible opportunity, not only for the chance to visit Disneyland, but to spend the time speaking with such passionate and thoughtful filmmakers. It's clear from every conversation that these are people who genuinely care about these characters, this world, and the story they're telling. If you'd like even more Toy Story 5 coverage, be sure to check out our video that's available right now on Instagram and TikTok at We Are Geekcentric, where I dive into some of the biggest takeaways and discoveries from the event. You can also follow us on X or on Twitter at GeekcentricYT for all of your latest movie news coverage. And if you'd prefer to watch these interviews, they're also available on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/geekcentric, along with a variety of other interviews and more to come. Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5 arrives exclusively in theaters on June 19th, and we'll have our full spoiler-free review dropping on June 16th. But the Hot Geek Summer of 2026 is just getting started. There are plenty of movies and shows and reviews already available on our podcast feeds, as well as a variety of interviews available both on podcast feeds and on our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. And hey, if you're enjoying what we're doing, consider leaving us a review. A 5-star rating goes a long way in helping more people discover the show. And we truly appreciate your support, because without you, we wouldn't be doing these sort of things. All right, let's get into it. First up is my conversation with Toy Story 5 visual effects supervisor, Thomas Jordan. Hello, Thomas. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I am so grateful for the opportunity to chat with you about this movie. I kind of want to kick things off just talking about toys. I love that in these movies and in Toy Story, we get to see the imagination of these kids. You talked about it last night during the presentation. And their toys for Andy and Bonnie, they allow them to tell stories. So I wanted to know, what toys sparked your imagination and helped you become a storyteller?
Oh, in my own life,
Yeah.
growing up, oh boy, I played a lot with Lego growing up, especially space Lego. So
Yes.
I would say Buzz Lightyear is definitely my favorite character because of that. But growing up, I always my playtime was definitely traveling from Earth to other distant planets and galaxies. And Star Wars has always been something I enjoyed growing up with.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, because Lego can be such a gateway for the imagination, because it's endless, the possibilities of what you can do.
Yes, yeah.
And especially if you have a fascination with space. I also had a lot of the spaceship Lego stuff, the
Yes.
stuff that you would build. But it was also really great and freeing when you could just build your own stuff, right?
Absolutely.
And just kind of have fun with it.
Mhm.
During last night's presentation, you talked about some of the, I guess, as you would say, the leaps and bounds of what has been achieved in this movie. And one of them that really stood out to me was the lighting innovations. So I wanted to know, like, in relation to like the cinematographers, like, what's your collaboration like with them to help define that look? Maybe even from a camera and lens, or is it even a camera and lens look?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So we do use a virtual camera
Nice.
that is based on real life lenses, even though it's in the computer only. But we have the ability to select what we would call, a particular like a lens in real life, like a 35 mm lens or a 50 milliliter lens. We can do that virtually, and there are different types of lens packages that you might use when you're filming a real movie, and we can do the virtual equivalent of the same thing.
Nice.
So early on, we got together. We have two directors of photography, one specifically for camera and the other one for lighting. And the three of us got together and we talked about what we wanted the look of Toy Story 5 to be. And there's really three different themes in the film that interweave one another. There's the story of the 50 Buzz Lightyears, and each time we see them, they're in a different location, and they are learning about themselves and the world around them. But they have a whole different look in terms of camera and lighting. And then there's Bonnie's story about technology and the difficulty of making a friend. And the third theme is Jessie's story and its continuation from Toy Story 2. And each one had a different cinematic style.
Yeah, and it shows. Like, I love the shot of Woody at the windowsill when he's looking down and the blown out light behind him. It's absolutely gorgeous. And even when you were talking about in the low light situations when he's speaking with Jessie through the walkie-talkie, it's just the way the lighting, it just feels so natural and soft. So congratulations on some of the achievements that you've made there. As we get to the end here of our time, I wanted to ask you, you've obviously had some time working with Pixar. You've been there for some time. How many years have you actually been there?
28 years.
Wow, that's incredible. I've talked to a lot of different people that have worked in different parts of Pixar studios and, played a huge part in all of these films. And I always ask, what's something Pixar has given you that will stay with you forever?
A sense of, I would say I have a sense of pride knowing that I have had a hand in making movies that have touched people all over the world who I've never met before.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with that. These movies have stayed with me. I get to share them with my daughter, and it's such a privilege. So thank you again for taking the time to join us on the Geekcentric podcast. It really means a lot, man.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Nice
Have a great day.
You too.
Next up is my interview with production designer and Pixar artist, Bob Pauley. Bob, how are you?
Good.
I'm so excited to be talking to you. I saw you this morning.
Yeah, it was fun.
We did some drawing together. Thank you so much for making the time
Sure.
to join us on the Geekcentric podcast. It's awesome. Look, I want to kind of start off by talking about toys.
Sure.
One of my favorite things about Toy Story is just seeing the imagination of Andy, of Bonnie.
Yeah.
And, letting their imagination kind of run wild and tell stories with their toys. So my first question is, what toy sparked your imagination and kind of helped you become a storyteller?
That's really cool. I think when I was young, there's a couple toys that really stood out for me, like Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
You create races and all that stuff, and they're fun to play with other friends, in the racetrack and go around. So it wasn't just yourself. I guess G.I. Joe at the time, because we had G.I. Joes, and they're kind of action figures, right? So it was all these scenarios we create between the different characters. Lego was another good one that we played with a lot.
Yes.
And Lego was different then too, because it was not as many cool pieces.
Correct.
So it was one where you had to kind of work to kind of come up with scenarios and designs. So it's a great tool.
Yeah, it's actually like it's so great. I have a 3-year-old, and
Oh, neat.
and playing with her and having imagination time.
Yeah.
The toys, that it feels you really get to see how those are kind of like the building blocks to being a storyteller, and like
Absolutely.
having that imagination.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, even drawing was a big thing too.
Yes.
Like, crayons or whatever you use, chalk on the sidewalk. It's just, you can express yourself, work out problems, design characters. It's communal too. It's not, you draw by yourself a lot, but if you're on the sidewalk with other kids, it's
it becomes like a very communal process,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
said. Well, speaking of drawing and design, you've helped shape this world and these characters since like 1993, which I learned today, which is incredible. You've had
fun.
a amazing
Very
time
lucky.
with this studio. How has your relationship changed or evolved working on these films like Toy Story?
I think, the biggest change that's taken place over the 30 so years is that when we started, there was definitely, we were in the art department and we were the ones that were drawing. And then there was a kind of technical team. And they're still designing the tools to do this, but they're very technical. And so there is a language barrier to some degree, and we had to work out how to talk to each other and express ourselves with our artwork, and they had to tell us the limitations, what we can and can't do. Over the years, artists have become way more technical, and the technical folks are very, very artistic, and it's kind of blurring the line in a way, which is really cool.
Yeah.
There's some fantastic folks that are in technical side that, yeah, they can draw all this stuff as good as I can. So it's fun to have that kind of blending where the language is common. They all, like on Toy Story 5, we used to have to draw everything out and indicate this and that. We would give them opportunity. Some folks in technical would be just let me play with it. Let me try something, and we don't have to design everything. It's like we're all designing it together. It's very collective. It's great.
I love that.
Yeah,
it
super
really
fun.
just highlights the importance of collaboration.
Absolutely.
And how
Yep.
you can influence each other and
Yep.
to learn from each other. And
Totally.
Yeah,
That's
such
probably the
beautiful.
most fun of the collaboration, because it used to be a very everybody solving problems independently, but when you get to work together and solving the problems, together, it's just it's inspiring.
Yeah. Now, as I wrap, my last question, again, having such a lengthy career with Pixar, not to make you feel, old. I think I think
that's
no,
all
but
right.
I think it's
you know
great.
what? I love it. We're so lucky.
Yes.
I'm thankful. For
Right.
all that. Yeah.
And I think that's great, because it's a culture that I on the outside looking in admire and appreciate and get to see
Cool.
how much it influences the creators that are a part of it.
Yeah.
So what is something that Pixar has given you that you will carry with you forever? I know it's a heavy question, but
That's a big one.
Yeah.
I should do some homework and come back to you with that. I think over the years doing this, you work with a team of artists and designers and technical engineers and all that. You become a family, right? And you gain trust. You're collaborative. It's joyful. Some things are frustrating and everything, but it's like a family. Sometimes you get heated sometimes,
you got
but
the drama. Yeah.
you get the drama, exactly. But you're working together on something. And so at the end, I think, I think back when I see, like 5, but 4, 3, 2, I think about the folks we lived with and worked together in that way. And also together, we've collectively worked on something that we're incredibly proud of.
Yeah.
Opening up a Toy Story to work on it can be stressful because it's important, but we're very passionate about it. We care so much about these characters. Having worked on that and look back at it, it's just, I feel so lucky and fortunate, and we can all be proud that we did that together.
Yeah.
So that's the takeaway.
Yeah, for sure. And you and during the drawing session, you had talked about the interns that you were fortunate enough to work with.
Oh my God.
And yeah.
I wish we had more, but
Yeah.
we had over the series 3 or 4 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6, 7 interns.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun to get that kind of young kind of energy. And also, they're not just doodling in the corner, they're contributing. And we had intern Naomi do the first kind of rough sketch of Smarty Pants, which was fantastic. And Sasha that did beautiful design and set. So we're so fortunate. I love that we can kind of help the community, the industry that way.
That's amazing, Bob. It's such an honor to have the opportunity to talk to you. And
Thanks, Lynn.
again, thank you for being so influential in my childhood for so many years. So appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
man. Next is my interview with Director Andrew Stanton, co-director Kenna Harris, and producer Lindsey Collins. Enjoy. Hey guys, how are you?
Good.
It is so lovely to be here chatting with you all.
Oh, good.
About this film. I was fortunate enough, obviously, to be a part of the presentation,
Yep.
see a good chunk of the movie.
Half of it.
Is it the first half?
First half.
Okay,
half,
perfect.
yeah.
Amazing.
Almost to the minute.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I want to kind of start off just kind of talking about toys. One thing that is my favorite part about Toy Story is just being able to see into the imagination of these kids, like see Andy's imagination, and now we're seeing Bonnie's
Yeah.
imagination. For them, they're telling stories with their toys.
Mm-hmm.
So for you guys, what were the toys that sparked your imaginations and helped you become storytellers? Kenna.
That's such a great
It's a
question.
good question.
Well, of course, I played with a lot of it. I had 2 little brothers. So I had my Barbies, but they had their G.I. Joes and Legos. And so, of course, there was a focus on world building. It was spaceships. There was no genre that, these toys could ever be trapped in.
Yes.
And then I just brought the drama. I just loved bringing the drama. Who's kissing who? Who's dying of some odd disease? Like, that was kind of what got me going as far as storytelling goes.
I was G.I. Joe centric,
Okay.
but expanded to like the little play school worlds.
Yes.
And it's dating me, but they were called Weebles.
Yep.
And our next door neighbors, I had two brothers, and there was two sisters that lived across the street. And theirs was Barbie's Play School and Weebles. So there was a Venn diagram where we meshed, and those worlds would expand.
Yeah,
Yes.
universes colliding.
And the big decisions of the day was whether we were playing with all of that in your yard or our yard or your attic, our attic. But they were summer stock players. They could be anything, doing anything at any time.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, there was no Barbie rule in our house. My mom had a real issue. I don't know what it was. Anyway, we weren't allowed to have it.
Yeah.
We also weren't allowed to have a lot of sugar. It was
Right.
rough. It was rough.
Oh,
We lived a rough
Rough.
childhood. Jeez.
And I know, it's rough, guys. It's hard for me. And so but then our neighbor grew out of her Barbies. And so the mom came over one day when my mom was at work and dropped off a whole like garbage bag full of her Barbies. And my mom wasn't home. And my sister and I were like, oh, hell yeah. And got the Barbies, and we brought it down to the basement, and we didn't tell my mom that she had dropped it off. And so for like months, we went down to the basement and were like quietly playing with the Barbies.
You guys doing nothing?
Nothing, like quietly playing with like Skipper. We had like we didn't know who any of them were. We just knew the one Barbie, and so we were like, who are all of these other dolls? and it was this crazy mashup of it was
Is it a big fashion, like where there's lots of costumes?
all the costumes. It was
amazing.
it was a garbage bag full of stuff. It was amazing.
Gold mine. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
that's what I was just going to say. It's like a gold mine,
Probably
right?
literally be a gold mine now.
Oh my God, it was amazing.
That's amazing.
One day my mom found out it was not.
No.
It wasn't good. She
Well,
was
yeah, I always think about the action figures I used to play with and just the worlds colliding. You know,
Yeah.
Batman meeting Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Sure.
Power
Yes.
Rangers,
There are
and
no
Ninja
boundaries.
Turtles playing together. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to answer that question. What I loved about yesterday's presentation is you really did talk about the research that went into learning more about kids and the relationship with technology through child psychologists and other experts. What was one of the biggest learns that you wanted to kind of bring into this film and as a topic of discussion?
One of the most important things that became a breakthrough was specifically how tech affects our connections and friendships. Because early on, the film, we're just trying to discover, like, what is this about? It's not just a binary of, tech bad, toys good. That's not really what we want to tackle. And then once we started getting into the specifics with parents on our film, with specialists on connection, what is tech doing for connection? What is it not doing? That's when things started to really unlock possibility.
And it crossed over into the issue of just friendship and how it's such a developmental, seminal point in your youth to start to branch out and risk making friends, which means showing your identity, showing how you think. It's high stakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Lindsey, you were saying yesterday, it's interesting to see the perspective of Bonnie. Like we've dealt with a lot of the toys going through different time periods and stuff like that, but to kind of focus on what Bonnie's dealing with, I think that's really integral. As someone who has a daughter, looking at through that lens, I've never been the same since I've had kids watching movies. So it's really like every time. So seeing Bonnie, I can relate to, what the influence is and how technology can be a benefit, but it can also be something as a detriment, and that fine line of how we can.
and as a parent, you're kind of constantly trying to find the right thing to do to help the kid. And
Every kid's different. Every situation's different. It's tough. You got to stay on your toes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, that's my time. It was short, but I'm so grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you.
And just thank you to each of you, because I'm a huge Pixar fan. I get to share these stories with my kid, and it's been a really great experience to actually have that.
That
to
means
share
a lot. That
movies
means a
with her.
lot.
So thank you so much.
It's so nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You can share this one equally.
I will be sharing with it. I think we're going to both learn something.
Okay,
Good.
awesome.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys.